please talk to each other. Go down in the comments, support each other, because you guys that relate to this will relate to each other. Oh. Right, guys. Right, yo guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually gonna film this whole video in my car. The reason I'm doing this is because I've tried to film this video so many times and I just can't do it, and I don't really know why. I'm finding it really difficult to film. Obviously it's talking about a really personal subject, and yeah, I think when I've got the camera out and the lights on and stuff, I just feel under a bit too much pressure. So I feel maybe this is going to be the time that it's actually going to work. So I'm filming from my car with no pressure, on my phone as well. So if the quality is not up to standard or whatever, then I apologize. But I just feel like this is probably the best way I'm going to be able to get this video out to you guys. And I've had so many people reach out to me about the original video of this that I filmed. Actually, it's just over a year ago now, because I've been meaning to film this video for weeks. Literally, I wanted to upload it on like the year anniversary of the other vlog, not the other vlog, the other video, where I spoke about my diabetes, how I didn't look after myself properly, how I plan to change everything. And yeah, so I just thought I'd come to you guys and update you on everything. I'm going to try and keep it as uncut as possible, to keep it as real as possible, but there probably will be a few cuts because I need to think about what I'm saying and make sure I'm making complete sense. But yeah, so a year ago I made a video, like I just said, and if you haven't seen it, then that's fine. You can still watch this one. I'll still update it. But if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, then it's linked in the top line of the description, so you can go and check that out. But basically, that video had such an amazing response by other people with diabetes, and even like people with other illnesses and mental illnesses. And it just said that it really helped them. So that's why I wanted to come back with a part 2 to that, and like make sure you realize that it's okay not to be exactly where you want to be a year later than when you plan to, because I'm not exactly where I wanted to be. I wanted to be 100% healthy, completely doing everything right. I wanted to be at the doctor's every time I meant to be, blah blah. But that's where I've sort of not. I still feel really healthy in myself. I feel good, but I've missed a lot of doctor's appointments still, which is the one thing I've always been bad at, and I don't know what it is. I think it's more that I'm just scared of going to the doctors because I'm scared of what they're gonna say, and I'd rather not know than find out that there's something wrong, which is obviously the worst thing in the world, because if I find out there's something wrong, at least we can fix it. But yeah, I just get a bit nervous, I think. So I've been saying to Nee for ages that I'm gonna book my diabetes review in, because I think I've missed it for like a year. So I'm gonna make sure I book that in. That's one thing that I need to do personally. A lot of you people have come to me and said that you were similar with doctors and stuff like that, and I completely get it. I really do. Like, I was never one scared of the dentist or anything like that. That was all absolutely fine for me. But yeah, the doctors, when I know that I have actually got an illness, that does scare me a little bit. So yeah, that's how I'm going to start this video. And I'm just going to say, like I just said, it's okay not to be okay, as cliche as it sounds. And yeah, let's talk about the positives and the negatives of the last year. So I'm going to quickly update you on what diabetes is. If you don't know, I'm a type 1 diabetic. So type 1 is measured with blood testing kits, and I've also got needles. So I'll just quickly show you my needle. So this is my needle. I need to carry this around with me 24/7. Like everywhere I go, this comes with me, and it's got a tiny little needle on the top. It is literally tiny. It's I think it's 4 millimeters. And I can inject that into my arms or my stomach every time that I eat. The reason I have to do that is because my pancreas doesn't work, and your pancreas is what supplies your body with insulin and breaks down the sugars in your body, and mine doesn't do that. So without that pen, my body would just clog up with sugar. I would go into like a diabetic coma. If I don't look after it properly, I could go blind, I could lose limbs, and then eventually I would die if I didn't look after it properly. So yeah, this is my life support machine pretty much. So I have this one which I inject every time I eat, and I also have a grey one which is like a 24-hour one which keeps it steady over 24 hours. So that is a quick summary of what diabetes is and how I have to look after my diabetes. A quick shout out to Diabetes UK, because they have helped me so much, and they are constantly looking for cures and new ways to be able to look after it easier, and yeah, stuff like that. So a massive shout out to Diabetes UK. Thank you so much for everything you do. There are other diabetes charities out there as well, so thank you to all of you, but like the one I've personally had the most contact with is Diabetes UK. So yeah, massive thank you to them. Yeah, you should go check them out. I'm now gonna move on into the video. So the reason that I actually made that video a year ago was to sort of put myself out there, and it was for myself more than anybody else, although I know it's helped so many people, so it sounds silly saying that, but I felt like I needed to put something out there so I could look at and I can look back on and be like, that's where I was and that's where I want to be. And I look at that video now and I still feel like that's where I was, and this is where I want to be up here, and I'm like around here in the middle somewhere, because 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago I looked after myself so badly, like really badly, and I've still felt fine in myself, because the problem with diabetes is it catches up with you as you get older. So that was probably damaging for me in the later years, but at the time I didn't see it, so it didn't bother me. Whereas now I see it and I'm like, okay, I've got a child now and I need to look after her, and I need to be there for her as much as I possibly can. So that was like my biggest inspiration to change, I suppose, to make myself healthier, to make myself better, because I'm so lucky to be in the position that I'm in now with my baby and with my girlfriend and with my life and everything. I just love everything that I've got around me right now. So I don't want to spoil it by feeling ill. I don't want to spoil it by not looking after myself. And at the same time, it seems so easy to make sure I'm looking after myself, because all it is, like, it genuinely, all it is I have to check my blood sugars and do my injections. That's all. Like, so I have to inject before I eat, and I have to check my blood sugars before I eat, and I don't do that. So I don't check my blood sugars often enough at all, and although I do most of my injections, I don't always inject either. So yeah, it's not amazing, but it shouldn't be difficult either, but it is. Like, it's just something I've got to do every single time I eat or anything, and especially when I eat out and stuff like that, that's when it gets particularly difficult, because I don't like doing it in front of people, and I'm not the sort of person that's shy at all. Like, I can get on with anybody, I can talk to anybody, but I get worried about when I'm injecting, not because I think people are like, oh my god, he's diabetic. I could tell the world that, like I'm doing now. I could tell the whole internet that I'm diabetic and that I've got to inject myself. But it's the people that don't know about diabetes and see me injecting, and I just think to myself, what are they thinking that I'm doing? Like, if they don't know I'm diabetic, do they think I'm doing some sort of drugs, etc., etc.? So yeah, that's the reason I don't inject all the time, I think. Although but then there's still ways I can do it, which is the thing that annoys me the most, because I can just go to the toilet and do it in a cubicle. Like, it doesn't make that much difference, and it's not that much effort. But yeah, it just, like I said, it's difficult, but it should be easy. So that's something that I'm working on, I'm trying to get better at. Although I'm talking about like how hard it is for me and this and that, the last thing I'm making this video for is for you guys to feel bad for me, because you shouldn't feel bad for me at all. Like, I've got an illness that's that I can look after to an extent. I can keep myself feeling good and keep myself feeling healthy, but I know there's people out there that have illnesses that they can't do anything about, and even illnesses out there that doctors can't do anything about. So the last thing I want right now is for you guys to be watching this video and be like, oh, Casey, I feel so bad for you, I hope you're okay, blah blah blah. Like, obviously it's nice when people say these sort of things, but honestly, I am okay and I'm good, and I'm gonna look after myself better than I have been. And yeah, I suppose the reason that I'm making this video is not for me. When I made the original one, I made it for me, and now this one I'm making not for me, because I've realized how much of an impact it actually had, and that is something that's really important to me, and I'm really, really happy that I've had that impact on so many of you. And I just want to say to anyone that does have an illness, whether it be a physical or a mental illness, like, there's people you can talk to. Like, literally send me a DM. Obviously I won't be able to reply to everyone, but I will do my best to reply to as many of you as possible, because without you guys I wouldn't be where I am, and like, you guys help me with my illness every day. Like, the support I got from my previous video, it just inspires me so much. So like, even if you have nobody to talk to, then please try to talk to somebody, whether it be at your school, at your college, at your workplace, online, literally anywhere. You can there's people you can talk to and you can get help from. So make sure you do that, because it's so important to make sure that you and yourself are okay, because you are the most important person in your life. Like, as much as you don't want to believe it, if you're not there, then you're not there for the people that you love. So you need to make sure that you are where you want to be mentally and physically. It's such an important thing. Right, so to conclude this video, I just want to say thank you to all of you for supporting me, both in my career and in my health as well, because you really do inspire me to be better and to be healthier and to look after myself better. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the best diabetic in the world. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's never ever going to bother me again. But what I'm going to sit here and say is I'm not going to let diabetes run my life or rule my life or control my life. Like, I am my own person, and I'm strong enough to look after this illness that I have and beat it. And I believe that all of you guys can beat anything that you're up against. Even if it seems impossible, I think you can do it, because although diabetes, I don't see it as impossible. When I first got diagnosed with it, I did really think, like, this is the end of the life I know. So yeah, and I feel like I'm on my way to conquering that. I know there's much bigger, much worse illnesses that will seem even further and much harder to to beat, but I believe that all of us are able to do it, as long as you talk to people and you get as much help as you can. That will put you in the best stead to do that. So yeah, like I've mentioned before, please talk to each other, go down in the comments, support each other, because you guys that relate to this will relate to each other. So if you just stick your Twitters down below and be like, I need to talk about this, I need to talk about that, I'm sure people will jump on Twitter and talk to you, because that is the most important thing. Okay, so if you do see someone commenting down below like, I need to talk about this, whether it be bullying, whether it be an illness, whether it be anything in the world, like, there's gonna be people that will relate to you. So please comment down below in the comments. Even if you don't want people to know what the problem is, just stick your Twitter down there and say, I need to talk to somebody about something which I'm struggling with right now. And please, please, please do have each other's back on this. I will try to message some of you as well, as many of you as I can as well. So yeah, I know this is a very different video. It's not turning my parents' house into a beach or anything anywhere near as exciting as that. But next week, I'm planning on having some really cool videos coming out. So I do hope you do. I hope you enjoy this one. I hope you sort of understand me on this one. And I hope you guys are okay. I know I will be okay. So thanks for the support, and I will see you with another video next week. Bye-bye.